crap. Let's see. Let's make you good. Your dexterity's good. Perception.
Let me subscribe to your channel.
We'll put those marksmanship scores to good use.
Maybe it don't want me to see this game or buy
You
it.
certainly know your
Maybe
way
it's just
around a
giving me a...
map.
Probably not. You don't need to buy it.
Super. You already made me not buy one game.
What's that?
That Japanese one.
Yeah, you didn't need to buy that one.
What the fuck is going on? It's like fully loading up the stream, but then there's no video.
Must be a factory worker, conveyor operator.
You must have had a vivid imagination.
Gender. Male. Face. Yeah, the first one is just face, so I mean just creation. You shouldn't be too interested in that.
Okay, I want to see what you look like.
Yeah. Choices ain't too good.
I want to see what your wanga looks like. At this rate, I'm not going to be watching a motherfucking thing now. Oh, it's supper time in the city. Supper, supper. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Well, I get to be a lot of Asians, it looks like. There's a lot of Asian faces.
Listen, the only thing you're going to get off my plate is a fork to the eye.
I guess we're going to be running a mohawk.
I should.
Ooh, this don't give you a ton of unibrows.
Shuginippy. There you go. I had to load up YouTube and watch it that way.
Now we ain't wearing no makeup.
Well, that's new.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
What's new?
You just named your guy Suba. You didn't do nothing crazy.
Oh, I couldn't do anything crazy.
Please power down your engines. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down.
Shit. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
I don't know if you caught the beginning of it, but supposedly we went in space to a place called Halcyon, and our ship disappeared, which is the Hope.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the
Come on.
smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a
Oh.
simple wireless monitor so I can track your
And what did you
progress.
say?
I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. I and all the colonists are counting on you.
Yeah. Mine's not.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about
Crunch.
the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go. You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Uh-oh. Apparently I can't drop 10 meters.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Well, thanks for giving me your gun. You know your stuff. Alright. I guess I gotta shoot that to get out of here. Well, let's back up.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
I can't shoot.
Yeah, that was a little crazy. All things considered, though, it looked like the crosshairs were on him every time. This really is basically Fallout.
It is. That's what I saw when I was watching it. Like, it's just like Fallout. Now I just need that targeting system in Fallout. What's it called?
VATS.
VATS. Well, let's see how good I do now. You're walking away. VATS. Well, a headshot's not an instant kill.
I've just seen that.
Where'd you go?
Go ahead.
Let's see. 1, 2.
Loki.
What's it doing?
Bleh.
Down. He's about to get it put back on. It's probably charged now.
I lost that third body already. Oh. Let's get these fools on. See if they'll talk to me all right.
Get over here before you get yourself killed. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
Talk to the lieutenant. She's certified in customer service.
I guess I gotta mop up all these marauders.
What the fuck is this, Loki?
Where'd you go, fool? There you go.
There.
Oh, yeah.
There. Fucking walking. Throw up logs.
All of them. Where's these bodies disappearing to? I need to search them. I need loot. That would have been good.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork. This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Prepare to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Uh-oh.
Loki!
This is with dialogue, since I gotta try to give me a regulator. I got 9 points available. That'll work. It is. The advance is the TTD.
Huh.
So this is my ship, and I gotta go get a regulator.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down in Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Ooh, I guess if you like Fallout, you're gonna like this.
Mhm.
Yep, let's go to Edgewater. Perk points available. Toughness. I ain't gonna do that, but I'm gonna start with some base health first. Who was a Marauder?
Huh?
Oh, what you? Look, I need to put one time on Call of Duty. I'm low on ammo. I got 20 rounds. There's 39 now. Where'd you go? Need your ammo. Oh, they was chewing up residents.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Where'd you go?
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's Marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Pretty good jobs.
Huh? What?
We in Edgewater. But yeah, I'm guessing if you like Fallout, you'll like this.
It looks good.
And they got some power armor. I'm gonna say they ripping off Fallout. I mean, 'cause a lot of this stuff are the same. Sawtooth. This place didn't look that tall.
The grease monkey, Argo?
Grease monkey.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale?
God damn it, so I can get one of these dungeons to
I mean, in
pop.
case you want a guide.
Which one are you looking for?
I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson.
Either Lauren or Darian.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you. And thank
Yeah,
you
that's
again
what
for
I
your
hate. I
help.
get into this
It is
and
a
I gotta
lot
get
to
off and
ask
go to
of a
work.
stranger, I know.
I'm sorry. Maybe Pete's not the selfish, self-centered asshole. Maybe it's me.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office if we can talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Got a sec?
Let's talk then.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person.
I'm
A
running some
flavorist.
light dungeon
Made
for
all
you.
the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Yeah. It's just like Fallout. Look at this terminal you access.
Mm-hmm. Fallout times 2.
Yes. Hopefully it's not Fallout 76 and it's more Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. Found one left hand.
Some bone damage. I think we got like a demon in our house or something, so.
Yeah? Oh, what's happening?
Cause that nigga Loki just starts going ham sandwich, barking it like nothing. Oh.
Loki.
Come here, boy.
They even got vending machines.
Come here, buddy.
You can steal stuff? I need to make sure I ain't gonna get in trouble for stealing before I start trying to steal stuff. Let me go do these jobs before I try to start stealing stuff. Let's see, mechanical layout, Vicomax. Where are these schools I'm supposed to get money from? Botanical layout.
You had a minute.
Vicomax.
Next one comes out of your pay.
He's off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got four.
I guess the Vicomax is in this building right here.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian
Was he
DeSoto
sleeping?
at your service. Or Vicar Max.
Was he
if you're
sleeping
the
before he
sort of
started
brevity.
doing that?
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
Come here, boy.
I so rarely get new people to talk to.
Hmm.
Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling.
Okay.
This season's tossball predictions. The quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal
I'm
is
pretty
to
sure I'm
save as
gonna
many
have to
as
get this
possible,
game, Silva.
then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to
If you like
Edgewater
Fallout,
and
this
convince
game would
the
be right up
deserters
your
to
alley.
return to the fold.
If I like Fallout.
Well, I know you like Fallout.
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting
A
down
little
banned
strong
heretical
boy.
texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been
Your
thwarted
Uncle
by
Silva said he
marauders
needs
who
a
have overrun
friend,
the
and we're gonna
property.
send you there.
Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome
You better be
sum.
wearing that shot collar. I'll hook an extra battery to it and everything.
You're gonna put a car battery on it.
It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover
You
with the
put
name
muscle on
M.
you
Bakunu
in, get you
handwritten
some
in the lower
learnings.
corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map.
Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
All right.
This nigga wants you to have the longest conversation with him.
I'm telling you.
Something you need?
He talking about, oh, go get them deserters. Go get this book. It's Penthouse.
You think what?
Sing me a song.
Sing me a song.
Damn, Sylvan.
I'm trying to figure out.
All types of stuff you could do, huh?
I know, just like Fallout. This is Fallout in space.
No, Boone, you probably wouldn't like it. You probably shouldn't get it.
You probably shouldn't, Boone. This ain't for you.
You're no good at game.
Just stick with Call of Duty.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad's...
Physical hygiene recapitulates
Should have said
moral
I'm only good at
hygiene.
Minecraft.
Cleanliness
Only good at
is
Minecraft.
next to lawfulness.
Not even the guitar. What else?
Arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts.
We
I'm
don't
good
believe
at
in
arts and
free
crafts.
anything here in Edgewater. We're a Spacer's
You
Choice
are.
company. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's
Oh my god,
Choice
it's giving me
aesthetic
the meanest
standards.
headache.
You will also report to me in the event
Loki,
of
come here.
whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Oh my god.
Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the
Somebody's about to
prosperity
get
of our
his...
fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I despise the
yeah.
cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Poor Silva. Poor
Some time
Silva's
ago,
real into this
I
game
fell
right
ill with
now,
the
and I'm
plague.
he's going to go.
By the grace of the law,
I
and through
know.
my own hard work,
That's all he's
I've
going to
proven
think about
worthy
at
of
night.
treatment.
He's going to come home and play it.
Frankly, I don't imagine
And
I'll
I'll
earn that
be
right a
won't be
second
on
time.
tomorrow because I'll be up all morning
Barber
playing
work
this.
hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Just the win. We are all okay.
Crap. Ain't nobody got no money here? Now I gotta think of an idea for this man to... Ludwig Miller, what is this joint? That's outside the gates, I think. Abernathy.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you?
Loki.
Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken.
Come here, boy.
That's old Abernathy. And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door. You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague. You know how words sound a mite strange when you're sick. Wait, no.
I think it said this is my domicile, and that's
listen,
the door.
Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but I swear I'm on the mend. Please, don't tell the constable. And become the town pariah? I'm already the oldest worker in town. I don't need to give him another reason to avoid me. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly for hire, ain't ya? Do a good turn for an expiring old man? Couple hours out of your day and some light second-story work, that's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. I'll do what I can. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
Oh, marauders.
I have it
I
on
can handle
good
marauders.
authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly. So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
In my spleen now.
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Look, I got my gravesite fees right here. See? I'm good for my word. Get me that medicine, and I'll see to your payment. I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would
So,
have wrote
what's
me
your
up.
maximum of
Constable
monsters
would
you
have
have?
locked me up and wrote me up.
The max,
Gone to see the good vicar, but
1...
I never did feel
120?
the courage.
Oh, you're at 120.
Yeah.
Only 110.
And you really don't need that much. Just as long as you do your farming and stuff, you're good.
Almost lost a finger in the
Keep your numbers down. Plus, I got like 30 in storage.
Hey, you hear about Will?
Who is this Phyllis Granger? You upstairs?
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though.
Yeah.
Eugene was a good worker.
You had to pay your nearest descendants or whoever somebody killed themselves that was kin to you. You had to pay for the gravesite.
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an
I gotta
upstanding
think of a
receptionist.
creative way to let Ash
Just between the two
get
of us,
Ash to let me
I'm
buy
pretty
this.
shocked his weapon didn't misfire.
Ain't
Spacer's
that
choice
what you were talking
handguns
about? She
aren't
went
the
there
most
one day.
reliable.
The new
Yeah, but I mean, we got the payday, so.
Exactly. That's how you like. I'm gonna buy this right now, and on payday you get your new dispenser. Start researching it, and when we get a refund, you'll get it. Alright. Ludwig. Let's go see Ludwig. What time is it? I need to check the time. Crap.
I was supposed to get work 20 minutes ago.
It's 9:30. I gotta get off. Oh. Man, I still gotta go grab me a shower. Stop streaming.